Okay, Rex Booth. Tell me about who you are and how you got to Lindsey Wilson.
Okay, so I'm Rex Booth, originally from Edmonson County, Brownsville, Kentucky, and I got to Lindsey Wilson. I was considering wanting to play basketball and run cross country at the next level, and Lindsey Wilson offered me that opportunity. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life.
So when you think about Lindsey Wilson, what feeling do you get? Like, how does being a Blue Raider make you feel?
There's a couple. There's pride. I think the small schools in Kentucky, and I'm sure it's like this everywhere in the country, but what Lindsey Wilson offered me was the ability to kind of become independent and get out on my own, but still have that small school feel, and that community feel. And it's one of those things that it's like it gets into your system and it never leaves. So, great pride. You've been in my office. There's a whole Lindsey Wilson shelf, right?
Yeah.
So I want people to know that I went to Lindsey Wilson. I'm proud of being a Blue Raider.
You majored in education.
Mm-hmm.
What is your why when it comes to education?
A few different things boiled into that why, but, just the impact word again, right?
Yeah.
You want to make an impact on people, and I don't feel like that there's any profession that does that better than education, because you think about, if I'm a doctor, if I'm a lawyer, whatever it is that you decide to do, it starts with education. So I wanted to kind of be part of that foundation for people.
So you're the superintendent of schools in Trigg County.
Right.
Okay. You're pretty young
Yeah,
for a superintendent.
That's what they tell me,
How did you get to where you are now?
To be honest, I still don't know myself. I started out as a teacher. For 5 years, I taught high school math. And, I then took a counseling position. So I was a school counselor for 4 years. And when I applied for that position, they said, "You're really young." Yeah, but I feel like I'm ready, After 4 years of that, I then get into the principal role at like 28 years old. And they're like, "You're really young." Yeah, but I think I'm ready. So when I started looking at superintendent positions, it was like, you will probably be one of the youngest superintendents in the state. Well, that's okay, because I think about going back to that, you're going to be uncomfortable and there's going to be a learning curve. But, just thinking about how I got there, hard work, determination, perseverance, being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and it all comes back to, I feel like this was the foundation. I really do.
How does it make you feel to be sitting in this room, in this building, and looking out and almost seeing a part of your past?
Right, still prideful. Just being able to drive back on campus and reminisce about the good old days, right? Mm-hmm. But then to be able to kind of look outside of that core and see the growth and take great pride in that too.
Do you have any one specific memory that you think back and you're that was some of the best times of my life?
Midnight breakfast was probably my favorite thing in the world. Finals week is always tough. And it's tough whether you're at Lindsey Wilson College in Columbia, Kentucky, or if you're in a huge UCLA, for example, and it's going to be tough. But to come in with your friends at midnight, have breakfast, and just kind of release for a second. I also think about, and a lot of people probably don't appreciate it now, but they will 10 years down the road. Malvina Farkle Day is amazing, and that is something that is very unique to this college.
How did all that shape you into who you are today?
In my position now, and given where education is, and given where, federally and state-wise, you've got to be focused on test scores, and you've got to be worried about getting the content and meeting the standards, but that isn't the end-all be-all. And I feel like that thinking came from this place. Even in college, they made sure at Lindsey Wilson College that you had experiences to continue to remember. I may not remember Calculus 3 at 7:30 in the morning, what Dr. Dillery was teaching at the time. What I do remember are the things that we just talked about. And I think that's crucial for kids. You want them to enjoy the experience as much as they enjoy or remember the content and things of that nature.
Good. Well, thank you, Rex Booth. It was great to see you.
You too.